when I was a little girl, every year, most years, my dad was Santa Claus. And when I would sit on his lap, first of all, I feared Christmas because I knew I was going to be interrogated. So I sat on his lap. In the beginning, of course, I didn't even know that it was my dad. I'm like, this is true Santa Claus. And then he asked me, if I've been naughty or if I've been good. And when I would say like, yeah, I've been good or whatever, then he would bring up all the things that I had done that were like so-called bad. And again, this is not to bash my dad. This is just to bring my experience to you so you see like how deeply rooted these things can be. And he said to me, no, do you remember when you did this? I'm like, I'm choking like I'm not going to get gifts. And do you remember when you did this to your dad? And when you didn't listen to your dad? And when you didn't listen to your mom? And I'm like, I don't deserve gifts. I don't deserve it. So I would feel like crap. And I started dreading sitting in Santa's lap. And then I started tying the two. Me and receiving. I and receiving, they don't go hand in hand. I'm not worthy of receiving because of who I am. My level of receiving is tied to what I do. So what did I turn into? Not only that experience, it was so many different things, right? And some of them. It turned me into like a doing machine. And I tried to be as perfect as possible because I thought the better I was, like in terms of my actions, the more love I was gonna get. So I never knew that we're worthy of receiving just the way we are, like that we're pure beings, that we're worthy of so much love. And that affected my relationship with money too. I was afraid to charge for my services. I was afraid to receive money when it came to like getting help or whatever it may have been. Any type of price, I didn't think that I was worthy of it because myself, I didn't believe that I was worthy of receiving. And receiving is actually a feminine energy. It's beautiful. And the giving is a masculine energy, and they're both needed for both of them to exist. And they're both equally important. It's not more important to give than receive. They're both equally important. And when we're talking about receiving, it could be something as simple as receiving a compliment. So there was a woman in the room. I was going to say there was a woman in this room, but I said there was a woman. There was a woman in this room that I just mentioned. And she was talking, no, she didn't talk about, yeah, she did say something. But after I talked, she messaged me on Instagram and she said, I'm sending you so much love. And the old me would have been like, oh, I'm sending you so much love right back. But I just said, thank you. I am fully receiving that. And I did. I soaked it all up. All of the love she sent me. I don't have to send it right back to her because in that moment she said she was sending love to me. Now, if I want to send love down to her too later down the road, I can do that. And this doesn't mean like if someone tells you they love you, you can't say it back. But then that moment, because I had just spoken, I had just given my all in that room, she came and she said, I'm sending you so much love. That was for me. And I fully received it and I fully felt it. This plays out in our relationships. Like there are things that our partners do for us and we're like, oh, he's only doing this or she's only doing this because they want something, because we're operating from our own wounded space. So if we have poor boundaries, we're operating from our wounded feminine. And if we have too firm boundaries, we're operating from our wounded masculine, which is more about control, more about like this strict manipulation, whereas like the wounded feminine is more about people pleasing, and it's like this wounded, vulnerable sense of being, and it's still some type of like manipulation. It's just not like exerted like that. It's not like let know, right? People don't know it right away. Yadira said, I recall previously before taking your courses, I do recall not feeling deserving of a great man because of what I went through in my childhood. I can definitely see what you're teaching. I can say that I never really directly gave myself permission, but I did give myself permission, just not in the way that most think. It's not like I looked in the mirror and said, Yadira, you're unworthy or you feel dirty. I never said that, but I believed it deeply. Your teachings are always so deeply felt. Sending you so much love, and thank you for sharing that. Absolutely, because it always comes down to what's going on a subconscious level, right? So we don't have to be actively doing things. It's more about like what's beneath, what's embedded in our subconscious, because that is the way, that's what controls the way we're living our life.